Salt is a substance that symbolizes life itself. It is necessary for our survival, yet when consumed excessively, it can have harmful effects. This paradox mirrors the properties of Natrum Muriaticum, a homeopathic remedy derived from sodium chloride, ordinary salt, through a process called trituration and potentization. In this process, the salt is transformed into a potent healing agent capable of addressing both emotional and physical imbalances. Natrum Muriaticum is not only a remedy for the body, but also a powerful tool for the mind, particularly for individuals burdened by silent grief, unresolved trauma, and emotional suppression. The connection between salt and healing is profound. Just as salt is essential to the body's biological processes, Natrum Muriaticum serves as a key remedy to restore emotional equilibrium and physical health, particularly when emotional wounds have been buried deep inside, waiting to be acknowledged and healed. This remedy is especially helpful for individuals who find it difficult to express their emotions, particularly those who have experienced long-term grief or loss. At the heart of Natrum Muriaticum lies the paradox of emotional strength and vulnerability. Individuals who benefit from this remedy typically present a facade of self-sufficiency, strength, and resilience. They are often perceived as composed, able to handle difficult situations, and capable of managing life's challenges. However, underneath this exterior, they may carry deep emotional pain, often stemming from past traumas, grief, or sorrow that they have not allowed themselves to express. These individuals might find it challenging to show vulnerability or accept help from others. They often reject emotional support, finding sympathy intrusive or even aggravating. This rejection is not out of disregard for others, but stems from a deeply ingrained belief that their sorrow is personal, private, and must be dealt with on their own terms. This emotional withdrawal leads them to isolate themselves, replaying past hurts and sorrows over and over in their minds, making it difficult for them to move forward. Physically, the emotional pain of these individuals often manifests in a variety of symptoms that are directly linked to their suppressed feelings. These may include chronic headaches, digestive disturbances, skin issues, and other conditions that are influenced by emotional stress. The body and mind are deeply connected in Natrum Muriaticum cases, where emotional suppression directly impacts physical health. People needing Natrum Muriaticum often exhibit certain physical traits that reflect their emotional state. They may have a pale, waxy complexion, dry or greasy skin, and chapped lips with a noticeable crack or fissure in the center. These physical manifestations are a sign of internal dryness and emotional tension. The skin and lips often appear dehydrated, reflecting the emotional desiccation they feel inside. The emotional landscape of Natrum Muriaticum individuals is complex and often hidden behind a mask of stoicism. They are highly introverted, intensely reflective, and hypersensitive to criticism or perceived rejection. Their emotional states are fragile and prone to fluctuations, swinging between deep melancholy, anger, and frustration. Because they suppress their emotions, they often struggle to process or release their feelings in a healthy way, leading to emotional blockages. Consider the case of a woman who has recently lost her spouse. On the surface, she carries on with her daily tasks, managing the household and interacting with others. But deep inside, she is struggling with profound grief. Her face is pale and her lips are cracked from dehydration, symptoms that reflect her emotional desolation. She suffers from recurring headaches, which are likely triggered by the emotional stress of holding her grief in. Despite the occasional craving for salty foods, she avoids them, knowing they exacerbate her physical discomfort. This complex interplay between emotional and physical symptoms is characteristic of Natrum Muriaticum. Symptoms and applications. For children, behavioral traits. Children who need Natrum Muriaticum are often shy, introverted, and easily overwhelmed. They may become tearful when scolded or criticized, reacting with an exaggerated sense of hurt to what might seem like minor reprimands. Loud noises or chaotic environments can be especially difficult for them, as they tend to crave quiet and solitude. Physical symptoms. Natrum Muriaticum children may experience delayed developmental milestones, such as difficulty speaking or walking. They may also suffer from chronic eczema, particularly behind the ears or around the scalp, a condition that is aggravated by emotional stress. Recurring headaches may be common, often brought on by school-related pressure or emotional strain. For women, emotional and romantic struggles. Women who require Natrum Muriaticum are often those who are grieving unrequited love, unresolved relationships, or personal losses. They may dwell on relationships that cannot be realized, causing a deep sense of emotional pain. Additionally, women experiencing postpartum loneliness or emotional exhaustion may find this remedy helpful, as it helps process feelings of isolation and exhaustion that follow childbirth. Reproductive and hormonal health. Women who need Natrum Muriaticum often experience painful intercourse due to vaginal dryness or an aversion to intimacy. The emotional difficulties they face can create physical symptoms that make intimacy emotionally and physically challenging. Irregular menstruation is another common symptom, with periods that can range from scanty to profuse. These are often accompanied by severe headaches or mood swings. Chronic leukorrhea, a thick white discharge that may gradually turn greenish, is another sign that may indicate a need for this remedy. General symptoms: headaches. The headaches associated with Natrum Muriaticum are typically intense and throbbing, often described as a tight band around the head. These migraines usually begin around 10 to 11 a.m. and can last for most of the day. Rest and sleep tend to provide significant relief from these headaches. Skin conditions associated with Natrum Muriaticum can include vesicular eruptions, typically found on the lips, scalp, or hairline. These eruptions are often itchy and may release a watery or gluey fluid. Hair loss is another common symptom, particularly after childbirth or during periods of chronic illness. This hair loss is most noticeable at the temples or the crown of the head. People who need Natrum Muriaticum may experience cravings for salty foods but feel worse after consuming them. Digestive symptoms often include constipation with dry, crumbling stools or alternating between constipation and painless diarrhea. Worse, exposure to sympathy, sunlight, heat, or physical exertion can exacerbate symptoms. Emotional triggers, like someone offering sympathy or understanding, can worsen both emotional and physical discomfort. Symptoms tend to be worse between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Better rest, cool air, tight clothing, or lying on the right side often alleviates discomfort. These modalities offer comfort, particularly when the individual is able to be alone and gather emotional strength. A Natrum Muriaticum is unique in the way it addresses suppressed grief and emotional trauma. It must be distinguished from other remedies. Ignatia is more appropriate for acute, dramatic grief and emotional turmoil, where mood swings are sudden and extreme. Natrum Muriaticum, on the other hand, is suited for long-standing internalized sorrow that remains deeply suppressed. Sepia individuals who need sepia may feel emotionally detached or exhausted, whereas Natrum Muriaticum individuals still feel intensely, but they prefer to process and manage their emotions privately, often avoiding any form of emotional expression. Pulsatilla. Those needing pulsatilla are typically more outwardly emotional and seek sympathy and comfort from others, while Natrum Muriaticum individuals are averse to emotional support, finding it exacerbates their distress. Lycopodium. Lycopodium is often used for digestive complaints accompanied by feelings of self-doubt or inferiority, but Natrum Muriaticum addresses a deeper emotional layer of unresolved grief and emotional suppression. Phosphorus. Phosphorus remedies are suited for individuals who are emotionally open and fearful of abandonment, whereas Natrum Muriaticum individuals conceal their emotions and avoid showing vulnerability, preferring solitude. Aversion to consolation. Individuals needing Natrum Muriaticum tend to feel worse when others attempt to console them. Their emotional distress is compounded by sympathy, making it a critical confirming symptom. Mapped tongue. A red tongue with island-like patches resembling a geographical map is often seen in individuals who need Natrum Muriaticum. Cracked lips. A central fissure in the lower lip, which often cracks open, is a key physical symptom indicating the need for this remedy. Sensation of a lump in throat. A common sensation during emotional distress is a lump in the throat, as if something is stuck, particularly when the individual is holding back their emotions. Natrum Muriaticum is a deep-acting remedy, particularly effective for chronic cases where emotional pain and physical symptoms are closely intertwined. It is generally best suited for cases where the emotional trauma is long-standing and deeply internalized. The potency of Natrum Muriaticum can vary, typically ranging from 30C to 200C, and in more severe or chronic cases, higher potencies may be prescribed. It is essential to tailor the potency to the individual's unique situation, and this should be done under the guidance of a qualified homeopath who can monitor progress and adjust treatment as needed. While Natrum Muriaticum can offer profound relief for many of the symptoms associated with unresolved emotional pain, it is important to approach its use with careful attention to dosage, timing, and individual response. Consulting a professional homeopath ensures that the remedy is administered correctly and the healing process is guided effectively. Natrum Muriaticum provides a powerful remedy for those who carry the weight of silent grief, emotional wounds, and unresolved trauma. By addressing the underlying emotional causes of physical ailments, this remedy restores balance and harmony to the mind and body. For those who have been holding on to past pain, often in solitude and silence, Natrum Muriaticum can be a path to healing. It transforms emotional despair into resilience, allowing individuals to heal both emotionally and physically. By unlocking the ability to process and release pent-up emotions, this remedy helps individuals move from a place of inner turmoil to one of emotional equilibrium. It facilitates a journey from suppression and sorrow to acceptance, providing hope and strength for those who have long carried the burden of unexpressed grief. In this way, Natrum Muriaticum is not just a remedy for physical symptoms, but a catalyst for profound emotional and spiritual healing. Ultimately, Natrum Muriaticum enables individuals to move forward with their lives, not by erasing the past, but by transforming it, allowing them to reclaim their emotional well-being and physical vitality. It stands as a powerful testament to the healing potential of homeopathy, where deep emotional wounds can be healed and true resilience can emerge. Disclaimer: this information is provided for professional homeopathic practitioners only. The author assumes no responsibility or liability for any misuse or improper application of the remedy. This remedy should only be used under the supervision of a qualified homeopathic practitioner. That's all for today. Do you know what holistic treatment is? Do you think we should try homeopathy? Feel free to share in the comments below. If you'd like to learn about new remedies, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to cover them as soon as possible.